Hi, my name's Brad Griffith. This video is a follow-up after a show and tell and presentation I made to Olympia's Hands-On Kids Museum. So I wanted to show them how to make catapults. That was one of the biggest response I got from a lot of the kids, older kids and younger kids. But I wanted to show you also some of the things. This display here I couldn't bring because of the size. But we have all sorts of little shelves. Make right angle tongue depressors. That makes the bracket. And then the bracket holds up pieces of tile or more tongue depressors. Obviously we have a clock making a little bit of noise. These bends here are called Sharpie pen bends because they're bent around a Sharpie pen. And then we made a keychain holder. So there's a lot going on. This is very similar to the keychain holder, but these are actually ice cream spoons and then tongue depressors for the back. So this one here is more the ice cream spoons, and these are paddle fans, and then we painted it, added some embellishments. You can get another look at the little shelves that we make. This is the latest one that I didn't bring. I just finished this. This is a little teeny flashlight tripod holder, and the feet are ice cream spoons. But lots to show you. So much of what we're doing can be simple, and much of what we're doing can be complex. Oops, the seat fell out. But today I'll show you what this carton is doing here in a little minute. Today what we're doing is we're going to show you how to build a catapult. Much of the bends that I'm going to show you today are bends and details you can find on our DVD, Tips and Tricks of Craft Stick Bending and Craft Stick Crafts. It's 90 minutes. If you can freeze frame that, you can see the chapters. But it's 90 minutes of tips and tricks on how to bend, mold, shape craft sticks, popsicle sticks, stir sticks, tongue depressors, paint sticks. This is a paint stick from Home Depot. But these bends I'm going to show you today, and on the DVD are, kind of basic starter kits type bends. So the supplies you're going to need are some water, a tub, tongue depressors, popsicle sticks. It could be coffee stir sticks. So any assortment. This one here is an ice cream spoon. So any wood craft stick is open for use because when you soak it for a long time you can bend it, and I'm going to show you that. You'll probably need something to write with, not necessarily with an ice cream spoon bent around it. You'll need wood glue. I like the Elmer's wood glue. It's the interior glue. It's the one that's a little yellow. It bonds really good, and I've tried and tested all the others, and it is the preference that I use over and over again. You can also substitute that with some hot glue and probably an extra stick or two. You're going to need possibly a way to cut the sticks. This is like a rose pruner. It works. Just don't cut your fingers. This here is a craft cutter. This is probably going to find at your craft store. That works really good. You're going to need some clamps. These I pick up at the hardware store. These are obviously office type clamps. These also work well. These are like from the hardware store as well. So first thing you want to do is soak your craft wood of all kinds overnight, and then have your kids, your class, however you're doing this, come with spoons or forks. And what you do is you dry off the stick on your pant leg just a minute, you know, just a quick, and then with that fork, and I'll show you why in a minute, you press down in the middle and you put a clamp, and then you press down in the back and you put a clamp. And if you want to beef up that clamping situation, you can put two like this. And what that's going to do is you're creating the shape needed for the catapult arm. So I'll show you all that in a sec. Put that back in reverse. So once again, a fork or a spoon allows you to make the shape needed for the catapult's arm. And once again, take the tongue depressor. I like the tongue depressors, they work pretty good. This time I'm going to take two of them and bend at the same time. If you do wipe them off, it gets rid of a lot of the water to begin with. Put it in the base of the spoon like that. Also helps if you pick up the back like that and press it down, force it into submission. And then this one, once it's got that far, you can bend those in there. And then you can just put it in front of a fan, just let it air dry overnight. And then this part, you know, because you're soaking overnight, letting it dry overnight, it does hurry up the project if you had some kind of a house fan, small little fan. But if not, show your kids how to do this step, show them the finished product. Their gears will be rolling, no pun intended, on how they're going to make it when it dries. So it's kind of a patient project, but in the midst of their patience, I want them to think about the creativity of what their project might look like, so they can go home and work on some details. So the next step, what we just did is we formed the spring of the catapult, and now we're going to form this arch, and the arch could be bent around. This is a peanut butter jar lid, and we simply took the stick, clamped it on there, and in our case we did two at the same time, and then bend that around like that. So that's one way to do it. You can use an old paint can lid and press the sticks into submission into the grooves, both the inside and the outside. You can use embroidery hoops. This particular shape here we got from just a metal tin. And why that's important, that shape is going to create this support base. So in this particular case, two of those bent in that shape are going to create the stand needed for the spring of the of the catapult. So from that point, you know, that's kind of the basic. If you can get them, I mean, even if you put, like this one, we bent this one around a tool, but even if you give this in the hands of kids, that's a catapult. This alone is a lot of fun. If you create like this one glued together, and then putting a little lid like this on there, this is, you know, it's a catapult if they hold it in their hand. But now what you really want to do is stabilize it. So once these are glued together and you have your shaft catapult arm in there, you can then start designing your base. Like this particular one here, we had, throw that out of the way. Let's see. You can, similar to this one here, you can run some sticks across the bottom. This is where the fun comes in, not so much the science, but actually engineering, where you're teaching the kids leverage, motion, and you can glue all those together. But see, every child in your class is going to have a little different design, and I encourage them to do a little different design. So once again, we've got the arm, we've got the base, and then from the arm and the base, then you can start building and designing your supports, much like this one here. Now this particular one we're showing often, I designed it so that the arm can come out and another shape of arm can go in, and that will give you a different trajectory. Also, if you take the arm out and flip it over, that gives you a little different angle on the arm. That will give you an even different trajectory. So because this one here was straight up and down, you turn it over, that brings that support base back, which then brings your trajectory arm back. And what we're after, you know, it's one thing to make the catapult, it's another thing to what you shoot at. And in our case, what we're shooting at is you have different point systems. Oh, here we go. You also have to have something to shoot. Forgot that in the list. And also, these lids work really well to hold marshmallows, pennies, marbles, lots of things. Whoops, lots of things. So, and those we just hot glue. The kids can also add a little handle for holding. So what we do here is we're trying to get the marshmallow or the marble into the top or into the face of it. It goes into the face and it can come down, and there's a little ramp there, and if it falls on the ramp, it'll slide down into the dozer blade of this project right here. That scores you the most points. If it falls down on either side of this ramp, that also scores you points. If you miss, there's no points. But it'll give the kids a direction to throw the projectile instead of at the window, at each other, at the teacher, you know, those kind of things that you probably don't want to happen. So give them a target that they can go for. Whoops. Oh, ate it. So this one here, is obviously a truck, and we like to go to Goodwill and salvage old vehicles and then turn them into other things. This is a wrecking truck, but it also converts as a catapult truck. So that's been a big hit. This one here is a siege tower and catapult, along with a trigger mechanism. This one was one of the very first ones we did. It also has a trigger mechanism which the kids can design and have a lot of fun with. And this one here was also a bow and arrow system, which I don't have time to show you. So this one here, we doubled up the spoon shape and put a third one in the back to glue those together. And that one shoots larger marbles or bigger marshmallows. Where are we at here? Okay. Oh, hole in one again. So that's pretty good without too much practice. So a lot going on. We are building a bigger and better catapult out of a great big serving spoon. So these are paint sticks. So that'll be the next big project. And then once again, this is, excuse me, another catapult arm that we're producing. Like I said, much of these tips and tricks can be found on my DVD from my website, craftstickcrafts.com and or craftstickbending.com. Also have Craftstick Crafts YouTube channel. So that's from the big picture. Also, it would be helpful to have some paper towels for gluing. Here's another little project for basswood we're making. And then this one here, this one is a bottle rocket that converts to a construction crane. So that one is also going to be on a different DVD. I'm sorry, different video. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I know it's kind of quick. There's a lot to see on our YouTube channel, Craftstick Crafts. There's all sorts of tips and tricks and videos on there that you are happy to enjoy, and subscribe if you have time. Thank you very much. Once again, I'm Brad Griffith, craftstickbending.com. Thanks. Bye.